I,
It's hard to match colors when you're not in person, for me anyway, because I'm not that.
yeah, I heard people doing it, but I don't know how successful it's been. But
Hey, my shirts came today.
Okay, good.
They weren't supposed to be here till tomorrow, but they just arrived.
Oh, my stuff hardly ever comes early.
Mhm.
Listen, Laura, your hair is getting so long.
It is. I was just talking to Adina today. It's got to get cut. Got to get cut.
Not letting it grow?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Can't do anything with it when it's past this. This is the max. Of course, I have all this clipped up.
I get it. That's why I have this. But it's so much easier than having short hair. Like I look at Maria and go, I'd have to like fix my hair every day.
I used to be a wash my hair every day girl. And now I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I see lights outside my driveway. So I'm wondering who's in my driveway. But now my hairdresser has talked me into not doing that because she says it's not good for your hair. So now I'm like every other day, sometimes every 3 days.
Yeah.
Dry shampoo is my friend.
There you go.
Like this is day 2. Today is day 2.
Well, your hair always looks like $1 million.
Well,
I wash my hair usually every 3 to 4 days.
I'm trying to let it grow. We'll see how that goes.
You used to have long hair.
I get to about here and then I can't stand it anymore. So we'll see. I'm trying. Last time I went, I said to her, color it, no cut. Cut the back, that's it.
I keep threatening that I'm going to get it all cut off short like yours, but then I get in there and I'm like, I can't do it. I know if I do that, I've got to go with it because the in-between length is just not the place to be. It's either long or it's short. And if it's short, that means I got to go like every 3 weeks because my hair grows so fast.
Mine too. Except when I want it to grow. Then it seems like it doesn't.
Well, welcome everybody. Hello, hello. Beverly, I can see you're here. Welcome to the team. If you can show your screen, we'd love to see you. I'd like for everybody to meet you and you to meet everybody.
Okay, I'll show, but then I'll put it back because I don't. Hold on.
That's right. There's nothing to be afraid of here. We all come sometimes with our day look and other times with our night look. Like,
okay.
mine's t-shirt and hair just washed and nothing done to me. So we just go with, we roll with it. We've all come to love each other for wherever we are. So everybody, actually, Beverly, are you on a phone or are you on a computer?
Computer.
If you can tilt your screen down just a little bit, we have the top of your head, but only half. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. So Beverly is the newest member to our team. Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
And if you want to introduce yourself, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and why you joined the team.
Well, I live in Atlanta. I'm a teacher here in Atlanta, the Atlanta area. I'm originally from Mississippi. That's where I was born, but lived in Texas, Houston for 25 years. And I came to this business through Anthony McLaurin, family friend. And that's how I got here.
Awesome. Awesome. And why did you join the business? Why did you actually register your business?
Well, Anthony, he convinced me to join to try the product, and I tried the vitamins, and I really did like the vitamins. So that's what sold me on the company, the vitamins, the products that I tried. I liked.
Which vitamins did you actually try? Which ones are you referring to?
The packets, the isotonics.
Okay, the daily essentials.
Yes,
Okay, there's a lot of packets. That's why. Did have you gotten your kit yet?
yes,
You have. Okay, so you've seen all the different packets. There's a lot of products that come in packets.
yes, yes.
So
Mhm.
we hopefully you'll hear a lot of different stories tonight. Tonight is all about, you'll find that every week we do something different, but it's always something related to growing your business.
Okay.
So I'm going to hello, Marlene. How are you? You're on mute.
No, I'm not on mute.
No, we can hear you now. You're not on mute
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Well,
I'm back.
you're back. Welcome back. Are you back in PA?
I'm back in PA. Yeah.
Welcome home.
Well, we've been here. We've just been doing a lot of different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Hey, Marlene.
So
Hello.
I'm going to start with the youngest ones, and this is not an age thing, you guys. I'm going to
Oh,
start
pick
with
me.
I'm going to start with the younger ones in the business, so that you can hear some of their stories before you all you veterans go, because everybody has something different. I just want to share one short story. Some of you have had very, very life-changing results. It does not have to be a nutritional product, but share something that you absolutely feel very deeply passionate about that has done something for you. Because I think that we all need to hear each other's stories, because what happens every week is I get a text message from somebody, if not more than one, of, I have somebody who has this, this, and this. What would you recommend? Or I have somebody with this, this, and this is what I am thinking I should recommend. What are your thoughts? And I prefer those kind of text messages, because that tells me you're thinking it through first, which is what you should do, and then looking for confirmation. And then we can have a conversation to determine really what would be the, best scenario. So with that being said, Anthony, Beverly already went. She's the new kid on the block. And I believe you are probably the next newest kid on the block. So can you share your story about some of our products and what kind of has happened with you?
Sure. I used to take the products a long time ago, and I was in pretty good health, and I started working more hours with my job and kind of got away from the products, and ended up finding out that I was pre-diabetic and it was going south. I wasn't getting better. In fact, I was on metformin, and it was getting worse. And because I'm a first responder, I work in a hospital. My blood pressure also was beginning to go up, and it was just getting crazy. And then next thing I had something called dry mouth, and I'd never had that before. And it was like really bad. I mean, I couldn't taste my food. Everything would just kind of clog up in my mouth. And so one day I talked to Beth, and I was telling her what was going on with me. And she told me, she said, you know what you need to do? You need to just really try TLS, and you need to do a cleanse. And she told me some products that I needed. And I know she was right, because it's the stuff that we used to do before. And but I hadn't done the TLS. To bring this to a quick close, I did the TLS, the 30-day jumpstart, and I did it exactly like it said. And I'm one of those that always veer off on everything. I mean, if you tell me to go right, I'm gonna go right for a while, then I'll go left. Now, so that's okay, I can get back on the track. But I didn't do that. I did exactly what the directions said. And I had a good group that was with me. Beverly was one, and another one of my friends. We did it together. And we joined the meetings and had them to kind of go with us over what we could eat and what we shouldn't eat. And when I saw 30 days, well, my 30 days came to an end. My blood sugar usually stayed around 140 to 100. Sometimes it go down to 135 or something like that. And I was on metformin. And my blood pressure was usually around the same thing, about 140. And the day that I started the cleanse, which was the first day, I stopped taking the metformin. I just said, you know, I'm just going to trust this. I didn't take the metformin. And because I don't like metformin anyway. And so, of course, I've never been on high blood pressure medication. But I did my blood pressure. I did my blood sugar. My blood sugar had gone from 145 down to 107. And my blood pressure had gone from 145 down to 117. And I told my doctor, he said, what the hell you been doing? I told him, and he said, well, whatever you're doing, you keep doing it. And so I feel real good about that. Now, people ask me all the time, they said, do you feel better? And I've shared this with people before. To be honest with you, after the 30 days, I didn't feel a whole lot better because my body was still kind of detoxing from all the stuff that I had before. But now I'm almost into 60 days afterwards, and I feel a whole lot better. I feel way better before I even started, and then I feel better than I did when I first finished the first 30 days. So I feel great.
That's
And I'm
awesome.
sharing it with my friends because my family see how much weight. I lost 3 inches in my waist, by the way. And my family see the weight loss and everything. So now they're getting on board. I have friends that are getting on board. Beverly's friends are getting on board. So it's going.
Awesome. And this is how we change lives. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So Marlene, I believe you are the next, you're now a veteran, sweetie.
I don't know about that, but
So why don't you share with everyone one of your favorite products and why you are with us as part of the company? Like what made you take a look at this closer and become a partner?
well, I like the essentials. That's how I got started, actually. My cousin Lynn, who you know, sent me some samples. I tried it. I was waking up in the morning exhausted. I don't sleep that much, at least I didn't when I worked. And I would get up at 10:05 every day, exercise, and then go to work. And I was exhausted. I had to be in at 7:00. I would get into the office. My brother would he's like up at 3, firing questions at me. I couldn't even think. I started to take the vitamins. Within 2 weeks, I was like in there, like on point. It was amazing. And since that day, I'm like, I will never stop taking these vitamins because it really changed my life. It really balanced my body out. But I really like the detox 30 day. After I heard that story, I'm like, I think I might try that myself. Try to get Joe on board too. That sounds pretty good.
You know what? That would be awesome if we could get him to do that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Because his blood pressure is a little high right now, and which is unusual. He's under stress. So I really think that might help him. It'll help weight loss, lower blood pressure. I think it's a good deal. I think we're going to have to try that.
Beautiful. See, this is why we do this, you guys. So first of all, Marlene, I didn't even know I didn't know that story about you, honestly.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. And again, this is why we're doing this, because like some of you are going to meet people. And as you always hear me say, what do I always say when you guys come to me and you ask, where would you start? What I always say, somebody, you're on mute.
Daily essentials, always.
Daily essentials, daily essentials, daily essentials, foundational support. Unless they have GI issues going on, then start with digestive enzymes and or aloe. Cleansing is not normally the place to start with somebody who's never really cleansed before. And here's the thing, they can get results of the isotonics speak for themselves. They get in the system so effectively. People, if they take them accurately, they're going to feel them. So Marlene, thank you for sharing that. And I have to agree with you that if you could get Joe to now, because you can't start, like we could never have been able to start with cleansing.
Right.
That was not the starting point. But
No.
now I know Charlotte's like laughing because there's no way we would have started there. But now that he's got some belief, now we could probably go back there. And I mean, truly, that's really what our lifestyle, the TLS lifestyle is not just about weight loss. I mean, it's great that Anthony lost 3 inches around his waist and a lot of you have lost weight, but it's not just weight loss. It is health. It's getting people back to a healthy state. So awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yep.
All right, Miss Tracy, you're on mute. Okay, you're not on mute, but we can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Is her microphone covered up by something?
No. We can't, like, we could hear you so ever faintly. So something's not connecting. Like it's there, but it's not there. So you keep working on that. We'll come back to you. All right. Linda or Walter. I see Walter's name, but I see Linda's face.
Let's see. Well, there's just so many of them because we all know I was not in a good place when I started this journey.
But not everybody knows that.
Okay. Well, when I started this back in October, I was recovering from having most of my pancreas removed and my spleen and chronic recurrent pancreatitis, which I still have, but it's much better. My blood sugar, I was supposed to be diabetic, but I wasn't. So I got on the products and I started with, well, a whole bunch. I started with the Daily Essentials, the OPC3, the digestive enzymes, the aloe. Let's move forward a year later. I'm still not diabetic and I'm supposed to be. My blood pressure that was high, I'm no longer on blood pressure medicine. And I feel amazing, and doctors they're still trying to figure me out because I have not done anything I was supposed to do. So, as they say, I'm a walking, talking miracle.
You are. But here's the thing, you guys. The reason she started with so much is because she had really been exposed to a lot of this over the years, but not taken that step forward to do it. So she knew a little bit. She had already some trust in Charlotte, some trust in Maria, some trust in me, because we all knew each other for many, many years. We all went to high school together. So with all that said, sometimes like when we had that discussion and Charlotte and I got on the phone with you, it became, she was desperate. I mean, she was so ill and in so much pain. It was a desperate situation. So just giving her Daily Essentials probably would not have been enough to bring her over the edge fast enough. So in a case like that, we just asked her, you know, what are you open to? And she was like, whatever, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And at that point, when someone's desperate, I don't say throw the kitchen sink at them, but we knew that she needed some enzymes and aloe to go along with those Daily Essentials. And then obviously we started looking at magnesium and vitamin D. And we were like, you know, whatever you can handle and whatever you can stomach. And you did, you kind of played with it for a while, didn't you? I mean, it's not like you took everything immediately. You played with it and tried things out.
Yeah, I started with the few, and then I've slowly built up. I added the magnesium and a whole bunch. I take a bunch of stuff now, but I mean, for first time in 15 years, I don't have pain, and I'm not sick every time I eat. And, you know, I'm not like, hold that thought, as soon as food hits my system, run into the bathroom. So
Ah.
it's, you know, I feel amazing. I mean, I feel really good considering where I was.
You have no idea. I know this guy does. It makes my heart explode.
Can I add a comment? Because I am an accountant, not a nutrition guru, even though I had 2 years of nursing school, because Lynn was, you know, having a lot of issues. This is a case where I definitely pulled Beth in for a lot of reasons. And one being, I didn't want to recommend something that would possibly be wrong. So this was a great case to use all of Beth's knowledge and skills.
And we did a 3-way, because again, it would not make sense for me to get on the phone with Linda to do that when Charlotte could learn from it. So again, we always work in teams. Thanks for bringing that up, Charlotte, because that's so important. So now that I'm a crying mess. Thanks.
Yep,
Linda.
I owe my life to you two. I really do.
Well, you really don't, because Charlotte says that all the time. And like I told someone the other day, like Charlotte tells me, you know, in her story, she says, Beth saved my life. And I say, no, I didn't. You saved your life. You took that step to reach out. We were just providing information, and you took the step to reach out. So you guys have to pat yourselves on the back.
I beg to differ, but if you had reached out to me, I don't know where I would be today.
All right, enough of the cry fest, guys. That wasn't what this was for. All right, so now it's a crapshoot. Who else wants to go? Stacia would be next, probably. Stacia, and then
Well,
Marie.
Connie,
Oh, Connie's here. Connie, we need to see you. Tracy left.
Tracy left.
She's going to try and
She's gonna
sign
try
back
and
in. Okay,
reconnect.
Connie, can you show your video and unmute?
Tracy's back.
Tracy's back.
Okay. Connie's not responding.
Okay, no response from Connie. Okay, Tracy, you're back. You want to give this a try again? You're muted.
I think I
Yay!
got it together now.
There we go.
Yeah, I was using my computer and I could hear you guys, but apparently there's an issue the other way.
Okay,
Which
well,
I
we can
was
hear you fine now.
Yeah. So I started using OPC3 at first, and then I started using the Daily Essentials. But what really kind of my story is that when I was diagnosed after having a chronic cough, and the guy who read my CT scan said that he saw emphysema or beginning stages of emphysema, I was a little freaked out. So Beth suggested I up my vitamins, my vitamin C, D, B, and I started taking curcumin as well. And probably a month went by and the cough slowly went away. And I truly believe it was because of my vitamins that I took. And then also I got COVID, and it ended up being a mild case. And I think that also helped with keeping it to be a mild case because my immune system was up. So that's my story.
Well, here, the thing is that I think would be good for everybody to know about you, Tracy, is Tracy, you've been on the vitamins how long? Do you know?
Well, probably since Lori had her party, or Delynn had her party, probably since then, the Daily Essentials on a regular basis.
So that would have been probably last October-ish? A year ago.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it was a year ago. So the reason she says she was on those, but sometimes people aren't, like, Daily Essentials again are the foundation. So if somebody has an immune system that's being tried or is not strong, as Tracy and I got to know each other and she would share things, I realized her immune system was being compromised. And so we needed to boost that back up. We needed to get it going. We needed to make it work on its own. And so sometimes you just need to fill in the gaps. And so we had to find things to fill in the gaps. And again, we always go with the Super 7, as most of you know. And so we added the vitamin D. I suggested she added the magnesium. I suggested she add vitamin C because it's such an immune builder. And vitamin C together with OPC3 actually makes both of them more effective. So we just really powered it up, and now she's powering on and doing great. So we're very, very grateful that it all took place and that you're healthy again.
Yes, me too.
So, awesome. Connie is here now. So Connie, you're still muted. If you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I heard you call my name, and I am listening and watching from my phone. So by the time I tried to get to it, it was not responding very well, and so then I had to kind of wait. So
That's all right. You're a newbie kind of in the business, but you're a veteran of the product, sweetie.
that is true. We still haven't ever determined how long I've been taking it, but it has been the early 2000s for sure. At least 20 years, I think. Would that be about right?
I'm guessing. I honestly don't remember, but I know it's been a long time. So share it with
It has.
Just share something that is your favorite story that has come out of everything that you've tried. I know you've had a lot of different experiences with not only yourself, but also your husband and customers.
Right. Probably the TLS, because that's more recent, and I'd been wanting to lose weight, but a few pounds. I mean, I didn't need to lose a lot, but it was just funny because when Rick decided to do the 30-day jumpstart and he was so excited about the kit, I thought, well, wait a minute, I've got the detox kit and can do that with him, and just woke up one day and said, I'm going to do it with you. And not only was it just to lose the pounds that I wanted to, it was to change my eating style. And that has been amazing for me because I was never a vegetable eater. I didn't like vegetables. And Rick tried a few recipes, and now there was one recipe, Tracy, I think you're the one that gave it to him, where you squash and zucchini and peppers and onions and everything with olive oil and thyme and paprika. It was just delicious. After going through the cleanse, and you said it's going to change your palate. And it did. And that amazed me because I've always, I was raised meat and potatoes by my mom, and vegetables were not one of my strong suits. So thank you, Tracy. That's a great recipe.
You're welcome. And not only that, but it can be made a lot at a time.
Yes, it can.
So here's the thing about all this. The fact is, like you're talking about, it's a lifestyle. And it's so hard. This is why we want these stories shared, because when we tell people your palate will change, it's hard for somebody to believe that, who thinks I've never liked vegetables. Like I don't like vegetables. And there's so many people like yourself, Connie, that were brought up on meat, potatoes, and a vegetable, but it kind of sort of vegetable, because a lot of people were brought up on meat, potatoes, and corn. Or meat, potatoes and canned peas, or what have or something cooked till it was had no nutrient value whatsoever.
Right.
So it is hard to get people to realize that, but that's why the education is so important, in sharing other people's stories instead of trying to sell somebody on it. Sharing the stories that you've heard. So like going out of this, every time I talk to somebody and I'm having a conversation, I never say you should do this or you should do that. It's always, oh, I have a friend, or I have a guy who, or I have a girl who, or I have somebody's granddaughter who, relating it to the person. And it's always, I know somebody who had this kind of result, and relate them to a story. And then if you can get that person on a 3-way phone call, that's even better, just to hear that little bit of a story. So like right now, we have somebody that's in our funnel for business, and he is a massage therapist. So, but he lives in the same town as Anthony. So he's just now trying to get he's trying to get belief in the product. He's trying to get belief in the business. He's at the very beginning stages. So I'm trying to connect him with Anthony just for a short little conversation so he could hear Anthony's health story related to the products, because that might give him more belief. So again, just using people wherever you can utilize the team to be able to bring, and if you can't do it with team, then use obviously videos or things like that. I would not put anything in writing at this point, because as we know, Facebook is really, Facebook, FDA, all of them are really scrutinizing everything. So just be careful what you put out there. So like this is recorded and we recorded it tonight so we can give it to you, but don't post this. By any means, don't post it. You would want to just use it for your own value to take notes on so that you would have the stories to go back and share. So very good. Thank you, Connie. Awesome. Stacia, what would you like to share? I know that you have many different scenarios of products, but pick one that you think could really benefit everybody here to learn something from.
I'd say the one I'm most passionate about is Debt Shredder. We got it a couple months ago, and following it, it's going to cut 20 years off of our mortgage and our RV loans and our car loan.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm real happy about that, because then that's going to free us up to, I mean, we'll be beyond maxing out all of our retirement stuff and just putting money into mutual funds and things like that. So
awesome. So this is what I want to say about this. Stacia, are you done? Are you actually certified in that yet?
no, I've got 3 more classes.
And then you'll be certified?
No, I take that back. They consider me certified, but we have 3 more classes of the training, but there's a certification thing you have to go through, and then there's the training thing. You have to finish the certification thing to be certified. So technically I am, but the training is 14 weeks for just the ins and outs of everything.
Okay. But I guess my question is, once that's over in 3 weeks, you would be able to help connect somebody else on the team if they had someone interested in the program.
Yeah, I could do that now.
You could do that now. Okay. So that's the reason I'm asking you guys, is because as we come to the end of the year and the beginning of the year, this is great time. And I'll talk about this after we get through stories. But we all need to be doing little like Zoom events on a regular basis to create this momentum. So hopefully Stacia is going to have little Zoom events that educate on why you would want to look at the program, not necessarily selling the program, but educating people on why they would want to look at the program. We all know people that obviously have high amounts of debt and would probably love to know that they could reduce that debt a lot faster. So
well, I'm running a 28 days of wealth on my Facebook wall right now. So
okay.
it just alternates posts between credit information one day and saving information the next day, and it goes back and forth.
So how far into that are you?
7 days.
Okay.
I started at the beginning of the month.
Okay, so she's got 28 days of that. So you guys, if you want to go grab some of what she's doing, just share it. You don't even, in this case, you don't even need to take it and make it your own, because you're not able to share the information except for Charlotte. I think you have access to the program. And maybe Denise, do you? Okay, so you guys would not want to take her post. You would want to actually take her post and make it your own. For all the rest of us here, we could actually just share Stacia's post, because she would, if she sells it to your customer, it would be created as a shared account, meaning that the profit would be shared. Am I correct, Stacia, in saying that?
Right now it would be shared 3 ways. So
right, with another trainer.
yeah, for the first so many that you do, you have to use the either an elite or the sales department people.
Correct. Awesome. So the point here is we have a lot of different value on our team in a lot of different areas. So make sure that you're plugging in and using it effectively. So let's see. The next youngest would be Maria. How's it feel to be the next youngest?
If only. I say that, but I feel a lot younger than I actually am. So I'm very proud to tell people that I'm 58 years old. I have no problem doing that. And thankfully, most of them go, really, you are? So I don't know if they're just being nice or not, but it's nice when you get that. Anyway, I'm also going to talk about TLS because if it wasn't for TLS, I wouldn't be here. Many of you know, but there's a lot of new people on here that don't know. In 2015, middle of 2015, my husband was diagnosed with cancer. And when he was going through treatments, I took kind of a back seat on everything because I was so busy being a caregiver that probably the last 6 weeks of his life, I don't know that there were days I didn't even eat. Because I didn't have time. I was too busy doing other things and I wasn't worried about me. And about a year after he passed away, I thought, you know what? I really need to get my act together. And I had always had good health. I mean, I have never, at 58 years old, I've never had a prescription medicine. So I'm very thankful for that. But I decided that, you know, I had lost some weight when he was sick because I wasn't eating and I was stressed and whatnot. But as I got back into life, you know, I just started putting the weight back on. And I saw, and after her TLS journey, and I thought, you know, I'm going to try it. I started, then it was a 21-day jump start. I think it was what it was called. 21-day challenge. I had to look at my box that's sitting over here. 21-day challenge. So I did that.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
You're freezing.
Can you hear me? Because my internet's going in and out.
Yeah, your internet's going in and out, so you're freezing off and on. Are you there?
You want to finish your story for her?
Yeah.
Maria, you frozen?
She's frozen.
Oh, she's
Must
back.
be.
Are you back?
Am I back? I don't know.
Yeah,
My internet is going, we have a lot of wind, so my internet's been crazy for the last couple hours.
Okay, so go with it. If you get frozen again, Charlotte will finish your story for you.
Okay, so I contacted Charlotte and I decided I was going to do this. So I followed it to the T. And then I just continued on. And at the end of 3 months, I had lost 30 pounds.
Wow.
And contrary to Connie, I've always been one that I love vegetables. And so for me, what I had to learn was that I needed to eat protein. I was not, if I was going to skip anything in a meal, I was skipping the meat. I could eat a plate of vegetables all day long. So for me, the learning was that in order to balance my body, I needed to put protein with all those vegetables that I was eating because I always ate vegetables. I had to learn how to eat the meat to go with the vegetables or the fish or whatever. And it's not to say I never did, but I wasn't my meals. So I had to learn how to eat. I don't ever do that anymore. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. And that was the hard thing when I started, was eating everything I had to eat because I wasn't used to eating, putting that much food in my body. Well, now if I don't, my body's going, hello, looking for something. So now I can't go without eating 5 times a day. I just can't do it. Feel better than I have in probably 20 years. Not that I ever felt bad, but I just feel that much better. And so that's how I got started. And now I have so many favorite products because anybody that's been around a while knows I pretty much take everything.
You go to her house, I mean, it's like a warehouse. I mean, she's like, I bought this, I tried that. I'm like, wow. She tries.
Well, I do try everything, but
I try everything.
Oh.
Oh no.
I take a lot of stuff. There's no imbalance.
Well, Maria, but the thing is, every new product is a write-off.
Correct. There aren't many new ones left for me to try, though. That's
No, I
the
know.
problem.
We need some more new ones for you.
And for people who don't know her, she's very tiny. You're, what, are you like 5'1", 5 foot? Like you're really,
5'1" if my hair is really puffy.
so 30 pounds on somebody that's 5'1" was, the before and after was just amazing.
Yeah, I went from
Yeah.
143 pounds to 113 pounds.
That's a lot.
And she's kept it all off.
And most of my friends went, "Oh my God, you're too skinny. Oh my God, you're getting too skinny." You know, and that was like the heavy people that didn't want to see you succeeding.
That's
It had
right.
nothing to do with me getting too skinny. It had to do with they're all looking at you going, "Oh, you need to eat."
They're worried about you, that's all.
Yeah.
It's
mhm.
amazing. And as we're all seeing in the TLS post the 28 days or the 30 days of tips that are going on right now, I mean, there's so much pressure from those other people. Just remember, you're worth it. You are worth it. I think that was Denise's post earlier today.
Yeah. And I have to tell you, my very first TLS customer, who was also another classmate of ours, texted me last week and said, "Hey, do you have any discounts going on?" And I'm like, "Why?" And she says, "Well, I need to do another cleanse. I want to do the 30-day thing again." So because she continues to buy protein shakes. I did give her a discount, but she bought the 30-day jumpstart kit.
So while you're
Jen.
saying that, I'm
And
just,
bought her.
I have a new person that just got her kit today and she's planning to start next week. So if anybody else has anybody starting, let's like kind of join hands so we can guide them through the holidays together. Awesome. Thank you, Maria.
You're welcome.
Amazing, amazing stories. So coming in for a landing here, Denise and Paul, you are next.
Go first.
Okay. My story started probably when I was 5 years old and really didn't know it. But I was on some heavy-duty prescription drugs for, I know, at least 10 years. And I found Mokatonics, I found Thermochrome, and I found Awake. And now I'm off all my medications and much healthier than I was for years. I mean, I had multiple car accidents for going to sleep.
What you have?
I had sleep apnea and I had narcolepsy. And I mean, doctors didn't even, I mean, I remember going to the doctors when I was 13 and 14. The doctors just told my parents that I was very active and there was nothing wrong with me. I mean, I can remember back when I was 5 years old, I climbed a tree and fell out of it and broke my arm because I went to sleep. I've always had that problem and never was diagnosed until 20 years ago. And now I'm off on those hard prescription drugs. And I love Mokatonics. I drink it 3 times a day.
Wow. So Paul, like I've never heard that part of your story. Like you had narcolepsy when you were 5 years old?
Definitely so, yes. Because I remember, like I said, I climbed a tree and I got tired and I just went to sleep. I fell out of it onto a pile of rocks.
Wow.
When I used to work at a shipyard, I'd go to sleep standing up. Didn't know it.
Wow.
I mean, I had that problem for years and was never diagnosed.
Wow, you guys, this is huge. This is huge because here, I know Laura's going to go next, but Laura had a teammate years ago that had narcolepsy. And I mean, these products changed her life. I didn't know you could have it that young. That's absolutely freaking amazing.
I was on the highest dose of Adderall and Provigil that the doctor would give me. And it got to the point it didn't help.
Wow. You know what? That insurance ran out. It was a blessing.
Yeah.
It was a blessing. He missed that part of the story, but his insurance ran out and basically said they weren't going to cover it anymore. And so he couldn't get his prescription. And he came to Denise asking if there was something that she knew he could take. And we just slid him a little bit of Mokatonics on the fly.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Pip.
You're welcome.
Well, we knew if I did it or Denise did it, you weren't accepting it. So we had to make sure Pip did it. You do what you have to do.
That's right.
Awesome. We are so grateful that you are
Absolutely.
off of all those heavy duty meds.
You probably take more than I do.
He does.
I do.
Yeah, we have to, we keep it stocked. I mean, yeah.
Mocha times once a day for me. I don't do it 3 times.
No, please don't.
He can do it before bed and still let him go to sleep. But
Wow.
products have, you know, a better effect on him than the prescription drugs we're having. And we don't have to worry about the side effects and the long-term side effects of those prescriptions that he was on. So I'm super, super happy. That's,
Wow.
that's probably my favorite story too.
So roll right into yours, Denise.
So I have so many, because I'm kind of like Maria, I take everything. So I kind of want to switch gears a little bit and share a favorite story from someone else. And it's still TLS, but it's my cousin who was like a sister to me. And, you know, I've been in this business for 4 years and have, you know, tried to talk to my family for 4 years about the products. And she finally was ready to try the TLS program. And the thing that I'm trying to not get choked up, because it was so emotional to me to see her post in our TLS group on Facebook. She actually posted her pictures. This is one of the most modest people you will ever meet in your life. And so for her to post pictures of herself of a before and after, and she posted, so I pulled up the post because it's my favorite story. And she lost 10 pounds in the 30 days and 13.5 inches. But what she said was more important than the weight loss is that I'm no longer taking my prescription med for acid reflux, no longer taking anti-anxiety meds, and no longer taking a diet suppressant. I'm sleeping good and my brain fog is gone, and I love the Isotonic Daily Essentials and OPC3. And that's what I try to share with people, is that it's not just about losing weight. It's about feeling better and doing what's right for your body so that your body can do what it is made to do. It's so capable if we give it the right fuel. You know, it's like, I keep telling him, it's like driving that Camaro we used to have and putting regular fuel in it. You know, it would spit and sputter. And that's what our body does when we don't give it the right fuel. It spits and sputters, and, you know, it might get us to the other end, but not pretty.
He's become like a mini me.
Oh, that's such a great analogy. It's so good. It's so, oh my God, it just makes my heart just so full to hear everyone's stories, because when it comes down to it, the business is about people's stories, whether it's debt, whether it's health, whether it's a skin condition, whether it's a hair problem, it doesn't matter. It all comes down to stories. So it's just amazing to hear all of your stories and where everybody has come from and where we're going to, and how many people are out there just like all of us wanting a change. But did we all come out and go, oh, please tell me what you've got so I can buy something? No, it doesn't work that way. So Laura, round us out with a good
Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte, sorry.
Well, for the 2 new people, I'll do the real quick version of my 10 years ago, because if I had had chronic Lyme disease, had been on antibiotics for 1.5 years, IV antibiotics, had destroyed my immune system. And then I went to a client and they put me in a building. I was there for 3 days that was still under construction, and I got poisoned by formaldehyde, benzene, and toluene, which are like carcinogens in the building industry, and got deathly sick. And that's when I reached out on Facebook, and Beth started me on OPC3 and digestive enzymes. And basically it was the first time in 2 weeks I was able to keep food down. So it definitely did save my life and started the whole journey. when we were talking about what we were going to talk about tonight, I had a different story. It was for my daughter that had at 16 finally got diagnosed with ADD and auditory processing issues. We had known for years something was up, could never get it. She was always taking fish oil. But when we started on our fish oil, the heart health one, she takes about 4 days. She took it all through high school, whatever, in college. We were on vacation last summer and she forgot to bring it with her, and I didn't have any with us. So we went to the store and got the red krill oil pills that she had taken years earlier. And she went back to school with that while I ordered more. And she said, Mom, I'm taking like 14 of these. It's not doing what I need. And then I was like, well, how many can you take of that? But then when Dr. Nancy went over this, it would take 44 of those krill oil pills to equal the 4 of this that she takes. And what it does is it keeps her from her mind from wandering off and daydreaming for like 30 minutes at a time. She thought the whole world, the brain worked that way. When they finally figured out that she was just zoning out all through class, it's because her brain would just go off. And the fish oil is what really helped her with her ADD. It didn't have to take meds for ADD. So she keeps a 90-day bottle of this with her at all times. And she doesn't have to take 44 krill oil pills. That's my new story.
Charlotte, I love that story. I've got to dissect this for everybody just a little bit. This is like really big. Here's the thing. So many of us don't realize how valuable our products are and what they do to research the ingredients. If you did attend Product Symposium, you got a piece of that. But our products have in them so much value that people are out buying stuff at Sam's Club, Walgreens, GNC, whatever. And they go, well, I'm on that. So sometimes it's just trying to get them to make the switch for 30 days and put aside what they were doing for 30 days. And I always say, are you willing to give it 30 days to try what we have to see if there's a difference? And if in 30 days you don't see a difference at all and you've taken it as directed, I'll give you your money back. I have never had somebody come and ask for their money back, ever in 24 years. Because either they just kind of go by the wayside, and most often I have to guess it's because they didn't take it as directed. So that's it. The other thing is, we always talk about fish oils for so many different things, but fish oils for brain power. I know Laura remembers this. We used to, with our little kiddos back in the day when our kids were little, everything in Laura's original story with Gregory went back to omegas. They're amazing for brain power. We need those good essential fats, and these kids are not getting essential fats. And there is a children's version. Obviously, your daughter is an adult, but
she's 20 years old. Yeah.
There is a children's version of the omegas, and so it doesn't matter what the age. And when our 1.5-year-old granddaughter is on omegas already.
When she was 3 and wasn't talking, if I gave her fish oil, they were like little ketchup packets of orange flavored at the time. This was years ago. It would make her talk. She called them her talking vitamins. So it obviously, well, no, because she had such speech delay, she almost couldn't talk. She would get really frustrated, but it made her at least attempt to talk. So she's had fish oil off and on for 20 years.
Wow.
Or 19 years, but so these work, and she only takes 4.
Wow. Big story, Charlotte.
My new story.
A new story. I love it.
Oh, because I forgot to order it.
Awesome. Educate. Share the stories. Stories sell. So Laura, bring us in with the stories, and then we'll wrap this up with a few things.
Okay, now that you know I'm the oldest one in the bunch. Well, over 17 years ago, it wasn't anything that I tried that opened my eyes to Market America. It was actually my mom. My mom had severe sciatica at the time, and I needed her desperately because my husband was hit by a truck on US 19 and was left without feeling in his feet and legs, and many surgeries later. And, the business was left for me to run, et cetera. So I needed my mom desperately. So she sought out Tai Chi, relieve this pain. And I was already using another line, and I was giving her all sorts of pills and tablets, and she was very patient with me, but wasn't getting relief. So she talked to Beth, and Beth showed her this pink stuff. And I said, "Who is this, Beth?" And I'm, super analytical and research everything. And Beth was very patient with me. I had a zillion questions. And after I watched the videos and read everything, I said, "Go ahead, Mom, try it." I said, see what happens. Well, 2 weeks, my mom was back helping me with the kids and everything because her sciatica was gone, no more pain. She could bend over, play with the kids, help, grocery shop, do everything while I was holding down the office. And so I perked up about that, and I went, wow, that was pretty spectacular, because I was giving my mom tons of other stuff, and this was just OPC. And then our son at the same time was struggling with borderline ADD. Once again, I went through 3 lines, giving him many different things. And I just started with the OPC with him. And in probably 4 days, I was still getting notes home from school. He was in 9th grade, but they were, "What'd you do? This is a different kid." And that was just after 4 days, just the OPC. And then I'd added other things. We had to piece it together. We didn't have Daily Essentials in a nice tight little bundle and all this other, research that we have now. And we didn't have the activated bees. So that, when I saw those changes, I mean that, he went off and played college ball scholarship, which he never would have done the track he was on, going on. And then finally, I tried OPC on Richard. This was all within 2 months. And top neurologists in the state of Florida had said, "Nope, you're going to have to live with, no feeling in your feet and intermittent numb legs, etc." And I'm just as stubborn as can be. And I said, "Nope, I'm not accepting this." And I started Richard 6 doses a day, 3 in the morning, 3 at night. 2 weeks, he was no longer hitting his feet together at night, because he did that because he couldn't feel them. And then, excuse me, and then probably close to 2 months, he said, "You know what?" He said, I can feel my feet. And ever since, he's had full feeling in his feet and legs. He takes 2 caps a day. So that was in December. And when he got back to work and I didn't have to show up every day, it was just, I was helping people left and right with that and open my business. But what I love now is the DNA Miracle line. It's so easy to help these kiddos that are on the spectrum, from borderline ADD to full throttle autism. The changes are phenomenal. I'm talking about kids I've helped that say "I love you" to their mommy for the first time, or even just communicate and not, grunting and having tantrums, or, withholding they actually hold their bowels, for days, weeks on end. And then, it's a behavior, willingly just, go. And just all these changes, but the DNA Miracles line makes it so easy, because you can start with one product and then add the omegas, which they love. So it's kid tried and tested, and the changes not only for the child, but the family life is just tear jerking, really. So in a happy way. But so that's what I've kind of evolved to with that. But as for myself, the Trim Tea, I thought was the most powerful one, because I was, for some reason, borderline, high blood pressure. As now that we know I'm the oldest one, getting older or something, couldn't figure out why, because I love vegetables, eat the transition way, everything. But the Trim Tea, my pressure just plummeted down on that from 135, 136 down to 112, 117, consistently. So, and I didn't lose that much weight on that, but that's the, I would say maybe overall in a year, maybe 20 pounds on that. But but it was the blood pressure that I noticed the biggest.
Well, Laura, I'm correct. I'm asking because if I remember correctly, it took a while for you to see any results from the Trim Tea. Am I correct? You didn't see those right
Correct.
away.
I went 6 months and I didn't see anything, but yeah, I have it every day. Now though, I add fiber to it when it's hot, or when the tea is hot. And when it's cold, I add the powdered aloe to it, because in the beginning it was like, don't add anything to it when it first came out. And now, they tell you can add different things to it and still get the same results.
Awesome.
Collagen, adding the collagen to the Trim Tea
done
makes
that
it like
too.
berry iced tea. It's really, really good.
That's what I was just going to say. When you do it cold with the collagen, it's,
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
that's how I drink it every day.
It's like raspberry iced tea. Yeah. Or
That
blue
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are my little tidbits.
Awesome. Again, and the parents will buy something for their kids a lot of times before they buy something for themselves. So there's a key in there.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And how many times can you convert a whole family once you've gotten them, once you get a result with the kids, sometimes it's easier to convert the family then.
And African mango extract, that's one of the things with it. It's not one of those ingredients that shows an immediate result. There's studies on that. Actually, it's somewhere around 3 months is the standard before there's any kind of change. So the 6 months is just a little bit out of that norm range. That's one of those products that a lot of people try for one box and go, well, this didn't work. Well, the tests and the studies show it's not going to work on one box. So that's one of those things that if you have a customer who's looking at TLS Trim Tea, you want to discuss that up front so you don't have a disappointed customer, and you let them know the studies indicate that it might take 3 boxes before you get the results you're looking for.
It's completely true.
Yeah.
So to wrap all this together very quickly, one thing is I want to just highlight basically 4 components how you're going to use these conversations, how you're going to use this information you just got. Because would you agree, you guys, that you just got a lot of good information to share with other people and help people? I hope
Absolutely.
with that. So the first thing is to create a conversation and ask questions and listen to people. Listen for people who are having challenges in some area of their life for something to come up. And then you educate instead of trying to sell the product. You share the story. I'm not saying you educate and give them all the science. You share a story. I have a friend who, just like I talked about before. And then the next step is that you give them limited info. You want to keep them hanging. One of the things that I did last week on the Wellness 101, and I don't remember who it was. I think it was Walter that said, I loved how you did the Super 7 or the Sexy 7, but I only talked about 5 products because I realized we were giving too much information on the wellness event. And we need to leave them hanging because if they're interested, they're going to come back and go, well, what are the other 2 products? Or what is that you're talking about? Or I'd like to learn more. What did she take? What did he take? What did you give that person? So instead of just jumping forward with the product, jump forward with the story and leave a little bit up to curiosity, okay, to create that curiosity. Then you have to ask for a call to action. And your call to action is very simple. If you knew there was something that could help you get rid of or take care of that situation, would you be willing to try it? Would you be willing to evaluate it? Would you be willing to purchase it? Would you be willing to take a look at it? Would you be willing to get information about it? Whatever. But that's all you're asking. And then if they hem and haw over it, they're not ready. If they say yes, then the next step is to get the information, get the product in front of them, and ask for the sale. Sometimes it's not about saying, well, here's a sample. It's simply about saying, would you like 1 or 2 months worth of that? Because you're assuming the sale by saying, would you like 1 or 2 months? And then they kind of stop and they're like, well, I really only want 1 month. So that's exactly what I did in follow-up from last week. I said, these are the products. She wanted to know what I would recommend. I said, these are the products based on our conversation of what I would recommend, which was the Super 7 and digestive enzymes. I threw that in there too, because I knew she had GI issues. And then I said, would you like them in the full bottles or would you like them in the convenience? It's more expensive in the convenience packs, but up front it would be more expensive in the bottles, but over time it would be less expensive in the bottles. I let her, so I just assumed the sale and then let her decide. And then she spent $600 with me between her and her daughter. So, and her daughter's now starting the 30-day jump start. So again, you got to meet people, but you got to ask for the sale. You got to actually do the call to action. And then what's the fourth step? Anybody?
Follow up.
Follow up. Very good. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Because you don't want to follow up on the day that they would be running out. That means all you care about is the
Sale.
sale. So you have to show people you care. And that means you have to follow up, follow up, follow up. So as we're heading in, I just want to say this, and then I'm going to have Pip talk a little bit about some things, but, and I know this is a little lengthy, but we're coming into the end of the year and the new year. This is a big time, you guys, that people think about their health. They think about their finances. They think about all of it. And this is a very critical time for you to not sit still, because this is the call to action. Excuse me. So we every week at this point should be doing little jump on wellness 101s, little jump on financial overviews, little jump ons of wellness discussions. It doesn't have to be a full-blown wellness 101. You could, but you need to jump on and you need to be engaging each other. So we should not go more than a week without one of you having something that you could put in the group and say, hey, I'm doing a little wellness 101 with somebody on such and such a date at this time. Is there anybody able and willing to jump on? Now, if 4 of you say, I can jump on, the person running it may have to say, I don't need all 4 of you, because that would be overwhelming. But if you're bringing a guest, then it would be great because now the numbers are more equalized. So you just have to know you're not, if somebody says, you know, I don't need you because they get too much response, we have to just make sure that you as the person running it are managing the numbers. But all of you, each and every one of you, except for maybe the brand new people here, all of you have enough information to be running some wellness 101s on, I mean, just on a small scale of going over, you know, part of the daily essentials kit and some digestive enzymes or TLS. With that being said, then obviously it's important to learn how to edify somebody before you jump on those calls. And so Pip's going to talk and close us out tonight with edification, because it's something that is a learned skill.
It's a skill set, and it's a skill set that we haven't really spent a lot of time on. But edification is key. And the importance of it is you're setting up the event and you're selling the person and you're selling the event. One of the masters at edification is Elizabeth Weber. And that's no surprise that she's the #1 money earner. No matter what event she's plugging a person into, she lets the person know how fortunate the person is to be able to listen to Laura, Maria, Denise. It doesn't matter who it is, but that person is fortunate to have a chance to see Charlotte or whatever. But what you're doing is you're raising the person up so that the prospect or the guest wants to see them. You don't falsify anything. You don't oversell. You don't make it fake, but you make it so that the person really wants to see the event. They really want to see this person present. They really want to catch this person in action because you might not get another opportunity. It's unbelievable that Charlotte's showing the plan tonight. And you do that, you're not overselling, but what you're doing is you're creating a sense of urgency. You're creating a sense of excitement, and you're getting that person to go, okay, I really want to see this Charlotte and see how good she is. We don't do a great job of edifying. We get people on the event, but we're not selling the event and we're not selling the presenter great. It's a skill that we have to work at as a team. And I'm saying this as an entire team. I'm not picking on anybody, but it's something we have to work at getting better at, because we've noticed that's a deficiency that we have in comparing ourselves with other organizations. Eric Giroux is great at that. He edifies every event. It doesn't matter who it is. He sells the person, he sells the meeting. And he gets it so that the person really wants to be on that meeting. So we'll work on that as we head into 2021. That's one of the skill sets we're going to work at. But we have an opportunity to practice that skill set, because Thursday we have a TLS 101 that Beth is actually leading. And we have an opportunity to practice our edification skills to get people onto that. And it is a 101. So it's not the 101, 201. So it's not an all-night event. And you know what? It's a chance to give it a shot.
So in closing, is there anybody that would like to share how they would, because there's new people here, and I'd love for them to hear from you. How would you share Thursday night's event with somebody to be able to get them to want to maybe learn more?
Well, I have 2 customers that have shown interest in TLS, but haven't done the full blown 30-day information. And I plan to, I'm probably going to text the one woman, because she works nights and I don't like to call her because I don't want to wake her up if she's sleeping during the day, and see whether she would like to hop on it and just explain that you were the coach that helped me lose my weight and that you're very knowledgeable.
Beautiful. So again, it's that personal relationship that if you share, this is the person that helped me lose my weight, or instead of saying, help me lose my weight, because really you lost the weight. I didn't lose the weight for you. This is the person that guided me through my weight loss and through my health journey.
That's right.
And I would love for you to be able to learn from her as well as this other coach, because there's 2 of us. So again, just turning it into an edification so that she'd be kind of going, well, what could I learn from these people?
And health journey is a better sales pitch than weight loss, because not everybody thinks they need to lose weight. Even if you think they do, they might not think that. But there's always room for improvement in health.
So beautiful. So I just bring this up, and I'm going to show one last thing, and I'm sorry so long, but we had so much to go over and we wanted everybody to share tonight. But I don't know how many of you saw Melanie's post with how to prepare for the upcoming TLS stuff that's coming up. I had sent all the TLS stuff out. I think it was via email that I sent it out to all of you. If you did not get it, you just simply need to get with your senior business partner, because I don't have everybody on the list. I send it out to the people on my list, and then it's your job to send it to your teammates and your partners. But there's a whole list of things coming up. So like December 22nd, I think it is, that they're doing it like a kickoff to the 28 days of weight loss. The 28 days of weight loss is officially starting on January 1. So don't just like go to sleep here, you guys. You need to, this is your time to reach out to people. So today I took the things that Melanie posted and I made a flyer, and I put my big old picture face on there, and I put some information on it, and I'm going out, and I actually made 5 of these. I'm going to go out to local fitness centers and local chiropractic offices or anything I can find. And I'm just going to stop by, introduce myself, and share this with them. All it says is find your fit in 2021, contact now for more info or a free consult by phone or Zoom. Beth offers over 25 years experience coaching thousands of people towards healthy lifestyles, weight loss, and improved healthy outcomes, working closely with your health professional. I don't say anything about a date, nothing, because all I'm trying to do is get them to call me. to have a conversation. You guys could do the same thing, and it just gives me an opportunity to go out and show my face and create a new friendship. So these are all available to you guys. I'm happy to post this flyer I made if you want to steal. I took Melanie's and I recreated it to be my own terminology. And so you can take Melanie's. I took a screenshot of hers, and then I basically created my own off of that. So I can post a picture of that, but I encourage you, use this time to get out. It's a great time. Take a couple little packets of something with you. And I know it's kind of an extension of Small Business Saturday, but any of these small businesses, you could take that flyer, and I'm also going to take a little pouch of some samples and say, I just wanted to thank you for your business here in the area. I really appreciate all of the small business owners, and I'm shopping locally this year, and I wanted to just introduce myself and get to know you. I'm going to go to a local spa and do it. I have a couple places already picked out. So if you guys have any ideas that you come up with or anything like this, please share them in the group. We will have one more call this year, and that will be next Monday. And then we'll take those next 2 weeks off. And I say next 2 weeks off, only meaning our phone calls. I will not be taking the next 2 weeks off because it's a big time for us at the end of the year to be able to really help people move their businesses forward. So anybody have any last comments or anything for tonight? Nope.
No, but this was helpful.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your stories. Awesome information. And we'll continue next week. And then we've got a plan for the new year. Yay.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you all.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, John Boy.
Good night, Sue Ellen.
Good night.
I love it.